Look at that beautiful V8 AMG. Guys, welcome back to RBR. That was the first part of this two-part collection video, my AMG GT55 Coupe, and now we're here for the second part to collect my E53 from Mercedes-Benz of Slough. Let's turn on this beautiful V8 and go and collect that right now. So guys, here we are at Slough Mercedes-Benz Virtue Group. Car is all covered up, keys in my hands. And this is the second AMG now in 2 days. You saw the first collection I did with the GT55, that beautiful V8 coupe, and now this E53 to sit alongside it as the daily. We've got a lovely background here. It's very moody, getting darker, past sunset now. And this is all actually thanks to an old friend of mine who happens to be here at Mercedes Slough. There he is, hiding behind the camera. Yes, Mr. Raj Verdi. Used to be at Mercedes-Benz of Beaconsfield, and really, he helped the channel start. And I can really say that because you lent me the E63, the red one, that catapulted RBR on YouTube. So if there's a man to thank,
pleasure.
Shake my hands. So we're going to pull the covers off this in a second. It dawned on me though yesterday when I was getting the GT that I've not bought a new AMG in 3 years. The last ones that I had were the G63, predictably, and the SL55. Surprise, surprise, both pure combustion V8s. But I haven't bought one in 3 years' time. And it's not because I didn't want to buy cars. I've had so many cars in the last 3 years. A lot of commenters, criticize me, Raz, you change your cars too quickly, keep something for a while. But I have genuinely wanted to buy one, but I haven't been able to. And it's not just me. It's my AMG friends who I know in the community, it's commenters who I speak to on social media. You can imagine just how many customers that I know, being in the position I am as Mr. AMG. All of those serial purchasers of AMGs, just not buying them anymore. Why has this happened? Well, first of all, it's the type of cars that they've been making. Look at the C63 four-cylinder, for example. Same with the GLC. And the issue with that was those were their two best-selling cars. And overnight, they alienated their biggest customer base. So it was bound to happen. We also had then the EQ AMGs doing the exact same thing. And the ones that were good, for example, the SL and the GT, just priced far too high. Like all modern manufacturers, particularly the Germans, they've just priced everything so wrong. And again, alienated a customer base who would normally trade up from their old AMGs into new ones. So then you look at me here standing at my second new AMG in 2 days, and you ask the question quite rightly, Raz, what's changed? Well, a few things have changed. First of all, they've started making better cars, thank God. CLE 53, wide-bodied, lovely inline six, a proper AMG, despite being in the lower tier. Then we have this car, the E53 Hybrid, 612 horsepower, wide-bodied like the E63 on the front end, and as you saw in my first drive of this car, not just looking like an E63, but genuinely making you feel like you're driving one, despite being a level lower than that car. And then that final factor, which is pricing, discounts, and affordability, where things have definitely changed, and I'll fill you in on that later in the video. Right guys, now it's time to unveil my fully completed E53. What do I mean by fully completed? Well, when it came to me initially, because I bought the base spec, which is something I'm going to recommend you guys to do on this car and others, it was a very different looking car. So this was the original car. It was in obsidian black, like I said, the absolute base spec without a singular option on it. Obsidian black, chrome package, the silver multi-spoke wheels, silver calipers as well, a lovely interior, but yes, absolutely base specification. And despite that being a classy spec, I think, the goal for me was to make this look as AMG as possible, despite it being a base level version. I've made some small changes and some big ones, and to show you the car for the first time, let's head to Topaz Detailing. So my friends, welcome back to Topaz. This is a little bit nostalgic for me because the last time I was picking up an E-Class AMG was up these stairs up here, and it was my E63 final edition, as they called it. Topaz has always been the home for all of my best AMG projects, most particularly the work that they did on the Black series before it headed back to a Falterbach for the collection was just absolutely impeccable. And today's project is one that requires finesse and experience. And I can tell you guys, they have done an incredible job on this. I mean, it looks like Magno Black, which is of course an official AMG color, as the E63 Edition one was. I'm gonna stop waffling because I really want to show you this. I saw it earlier and it just looks incredible. Just look at that front end to begin with. You've got the satin or the Magno Black, the gloss of the new grille, the chrome pack still in there, the elements in gloss black around our air intakes on the front, looking so good. I know you've noticed the wheels already. Our side wing here looking lovely in the chrome package. And as we come to the rear, you'll see the other little surprise. So yes, I've brought back in what is now a classic stripe, because the modern stripes that they do on, say, the Edition one for the E53, totally different. I don't actually like it. It's too long, it's got an AMG logo on it, it's screaming boy racer to me. The way they did the E63 Edition one was very subtle, particularly on the Magno Black, and Topaz have perfectly replicated that here. We'll go into the decals more in a minute, and what they can actually do on your cars here is pretty cool. So that is your first look. What do you think? I think it looks absolutely bloody incredible. Like no other E53. It's really, thanks to the wide body already, which is the E63 wide body really, looking even more of an AMG than when we first saw it, like twice as much perhaps. Let's have a proper look around it, because I really want to show you the little details and the big ones, because I think you're going to love this. Okay guys, so let's get the covers off the E53. I'm so excited for you to see this, because long-term viewers of the channel are really going to appreciate what this car looks like underneath. It's actually a little homage to my favorite E63 that I've ever owned. I've had, I think, 3 now? I think that's right, I've had 3. And this is a homage to the second one I had, which was the E63 Edition one, which was finished, of course, in Magno Black. So we've got the Magno Black that's changed here. We've got the wheels that have taken the look of the G63 with their two-tone finish, and the red calipers to look like the dynamic package on the CLE and on the E53 that you can get. But obviously we don't want to pay dynamic package money, but we want that look. And there's a few other little changes in here as well. So guys, lots of work done to get that satin conversion just right. And I think now the car, well, it already was a full fat AMG, but now it just looks so special with that nod to the old Edition 1 look, particularly thanks to that satin conversion, of course, and then the subtle stripe on the side. Now, the great thing about this is that obsidian black is the base color for the official Magno Black. The only difference being the fact that Magno Black has the satin lacquer on top of it. So the Magno Black, absolutely gorgeous as a final look, to contrast against things like your gloss black aero, the new gloss black grille, but with the chrome element, I think helps it look much more S63 of the current version than it would if it was in the dark chrome. So I'm really quite happy with that. I'm also happy with the lower mouth having that chrome element. And then you can really see the width of this body now. Like I said, it is an E63 wide body on the front, even though they don't make the E63 yet. So yeah, that's lovely. All of that contrast as well, the chrome elements, the Falterbach badge there. You can see the lighted grille coming really alive now with, again, the satin helping all of these elements. There was a few areas I decided to keep gloss, for example, our wing mirrors, because I think it makes sense. It gives a different type of finish on the side to go contrast with your chrome element. And we also left the rear spoiler at the top, which is often left as gloss black in AMG cars these days, in the modern AMG cars. And I thought that would be a nice contrast against the satin paintwork to, again, really make this stand out. The side just looks fabulous with the new wheels that I'll get onto in a second. But again, the satin paintwork helping make the bodywork look that much more muscular, that much more AMG and aggressive. This is what you want an E-AMG to look like. And I think this final spec, absolutely brilliant. Look at the rear end as well. The chrome exhaust tips really help accentuating the exhaust, which otherwise get lost in black. Now, perhaps the most important part of this whole transformation was here, with both the wheels and the calipers. Previously, well, they look like this, didn't they? With just completely silver, both the wheels and the calipers. And though, like I said, it's a classy spec, it's not quite full AMG, is it? So I did the obvious thing and the OEM Plus thing. First, we went with the two-tone wheels, which are an actual option on this car, but they cost about £1,000. So we saved probably half that by getting it done this way. And the place that I got it done was, again, a very old place close to the heart of RBR called Kerbsafe, and they are highly skilled when it comes to wheels, but they are also a full, proper body shop, so highly skilled over there. But the thing about them is they have expertise when it comes to wheels, particularly in OEM finish, which is why I wanted them to do this. So they went through a number of processes. First, acid dipping the wheels to get the original paint off. Then, of course, we make the wheels the correct shade of black. And then finally, taking off a very slim part of the top layer to give that final look with the satin finish. And of course, we've got new center caps in there, and it's a massive transformation. And the other thing about them is the calipers. Now, you take calipers to most places, and I cringe looking at the work people do, particularly with AMGs, because they always get the logos wrong. Either use the old logos with the wrong A, or the logo's not the same size as the original card. There's just something wrong. Whereas Kerbsafe have done it absolutely perfectly. Like, I cannot fault it. And if you just did this, and I have video footage of my car just like that, that would maybe be enough on a base car, I think. So incredible work by Johnny at Kerbsafe. Can't recommend them enough for all types of work, whether it's aesthetic or just fixing something where you've dinged your car. So guys, that's the full exterior of my E53. I think as a project to make this a full fat AMG, it's really done the job. Really paying a proper homage on the outside to that E63, but having its own kind of classy character as well. The car looks absolutely gorgeous. Now, one of the biggest things that have changed here is in fact the satin conversion. But this job required a lot of skill. If you don't get the patterns right, you'll end up seeing the old color underneath or the gloss. Luckily, Topaz do everything in-house in terms of their designing, for patterning, etc. And then all you see is the final satin paintwork. This was a walk in the park for them. You look at my friend Zen car driver with both his Brabus Rocket and his GT3 RS, both done at Topaz, both done in the same look as this actually, because matte black conversion is so popular. Now the other side of what they did, of course, was the side stripe at the bottom. And now I want to talk to you a little bit about how you can customize your car in the same way using Topaz's decal service. Okay guys, you joined me back at Topaz with my friend Nabil. How you doing, brother?
Hey man, how are you?
I'm good, how are
right?
you? You all right?
Good. How's it going?
Really good.
Yeah,
really good.
Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you for always taking care of my AMGs.
No.
It always seems to be a matte black one, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Always some type of Batman spec going on, right?
Yeah. Every time I see your name come up, it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna do Raz's car.
It's gonna be a really interesting spec.
Yeah.
And, black again.
It's black again.
I have to beep that bit out.
Yeah, but you know what? I like black cars.
It's
so
fine.
It's
fine.
okay. My car's black outside, so it's fine. We like black cars.
Was it McLaren I saw it?
Yeah, the 750. Yeah. It's my.
I just reviewed a 750S. Amazing car.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
I mean, it's on another level.
It's insane, isn't it? It's so much better than the 720S.
So much better, and yet they're so much more visceral.
Yeah.
I mean,
a lot of the LT.
That's right. It's got LT vibes.
Yeah,
LT vibes.
Yeah.
LT vibes.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, decals on cars.
Yes.
Let's talk about
Very
this.
exciting for me.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
You're really like championing this, that Topaz are exceptionally good at doing this, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, this is something that we've been doing it in-house for years and years and years, and I just thought to myself, actually, one of my mates called me up and he's like, Nabil, I'm trying to get like a GT3 sticker on my GT3, but I want it to be in yellow, and I can't get them. Yeah,
I mean, Porsche are really good at that type of thing, but even there's restrictions or there's 100%. Crazy costs involved.
For you to get a specific decal, you have to have your chassis number, when you get your chassis number, if it didn't come in a yellow, you'll never get it
You'll never
unless
get
you go to Sonderwunsch,
Yeah.
which
And they'll charge you 5 times
well,
the amount.
yeah, if they will allow
If
you
they'll do
to, they'll do some sticker on your car
Yeah.
type of thing, you know. So then I decided, actually, we've got all these Topaz created patterns.
Yeah.
Why don't we start selling it online?
Yeah, makes sense.
And that was the sort of starting point.
Yeah.
And then we were like, actually, we've got a lot of Ferraris that need stripes down the middle, and actually, there's a lot of Mercedes that
Yeah.
have all the decals.
The heritage stripes and all that type of thing. Yeah.
So then it just started growing from that perspective.
So I saw recently you took, was it Salon Privé? You
Yep.
took a PTS Viola
Yes,
G63
G63
RS
yep.
with like every sticker imaginable
Yeah.
on it. Is that right?
That caused a lot
Yeah.
of issues because we had like RS Spider
Yeah.
stickers on it,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you know all the G3 owners
Yeah.
are like, "Why are you putting
Why are
RS
you putting
Spiders
that on
on
there?
it?"
Yeah,
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 exactly.
yeah.
You know? Now we're seeing a lot more on the Mercedes-Benz side of thing,
Yeah.
where people are going, "Oh, I didn't know you did that."
Yeah. But the other thing that we were talking about earlier is that if we went with the different design on this,
Yes.
for
yes.
example,
Is
let's
it-
say
I'll
this is
show-
very subtle, isn't it? Yeah.
You are talking about having something
'Cause
potentially on the top.
You're absolutely right, because in recent history, they've had, with the Edition ones, you could have a stripe going through the middle, for example,
Yeah.
which is very AMG. Equally, this is a very subtle look.
Yeah.
You could go something a bit more balls to the wall and have maybe a yellow, like they've done in the past,
Yeah.
have a red. Hell, maybe you could even do like some F1 type livery, or
Yeah.
like they've had in the AMG one with the star pattern, or in some of the GTs and the
That's
SLs.
right.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Not to
for
say
sure.
that you would do that on a saloon,
Yeah.
but I guess the point is that if you want to, you can.
And that's the nice thing, because look, a lot of people who have these kind of cars,
Yeah.
they take pride in
Yeah.
either being unique,
Correct.
in how they want to portray themselves,
Which is what this is exactly was for me.
That's it.
That I wanted it
Yeah.
to kind of reflect my car history, having that car in the past, a nod to a bit of AMG past. There's one thing you guys have really screwed up on though. Do you know that?
What?
I'm gonna have to show you this. This is terrible. Let's have a look. Right, I want to see your reaction to this.
Oh my god! they love doing this. They love doing this stuff. Honestly,
What's this, man?
They love doing.
Oh, this is the special. This is the Luton Bradford GT3 RS Edition E63.
You're lucky they didn't put a little poo emoji like they did on my car or with Matt Watson's car.
Oh my god! Even in screwing it up, you've done it absolutely perfectly. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty impressed with that.
At least it's aligned well.
Yeah, it's aligned as well.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's fine with the badge and even like colour match. Like,
Yeah, there you
that's
go.
some dedication, isn't
There
it?
you go. Yeah, well, when we do things, even if it's a joke, we do it properly.
And guys, just so you know, there is a special code, which is why I'm talking extensively decals with you today, for RBR customers, which is RBR20. You'll get 20% off decals on the Topaz shop. Obviously, if you want something custom, talk to them as well. Again, Nabil, huge thanks, bro.
My pleasure, man. My pleasure.
I'm going to drive my car now.
Thanks, Jack.
See you guys. Well, good morning. Look at those two. Wow. Had a bit of a turn of the weather, so it's a bit wet, but oh, lovely. It's funny, I always seem to replace cars or end up replacing cars in pairs. I think part of the reason for that is that both me and my wife, avid petrol heads, the two of us, so we both kind of get bored at the same type of time. It's also nice that these two are two completely different specs, right? So you've got the GT in a very classical AMG spec. It kind of, now that I've had it a day or so, the paint and everything reminds me of some classical 300 SL specs that I've seen, and then the interior, very different to the outside, where it's very luxurious, almost kind of Maybach-like. So it's suiting the two personalities of this new GT, which is very much like that. Then on this side, very much, like we said, a nod to modern AMGs of the peak, I would say, back in 2016, 2018, etc., with that matte black Edition 1 type look. And it's nice to have the contrast between the two of these. I think that's really going to hold them in good stead over time as I live with them. So guys, I mentioned a few trinkets and things that you get with the car, and a couple of them really important, okay? One is something that's a new standard thing that comes with all AMGs as far as I'm aware, and it's something that I think is so cool that it's going to end up going walkabouts because it's not attached to the car, and it's something that just sits there waiting for the customer to install. It's hidden within here is something that I've popped on a few of my AMGs in the past few years, but it was always something I did as kind of an aftermarket OEM plus mod because it was a part that they used to add. And that is this, the AMG fuel filler cap. It's gorgeous, it's lovely. A lot of sports car companies now do this on their cars. Porsche has had it for a number of years, AMG as well, but now they are officially giving it standard in AMG cars here in the UK. So I found it inside the central glove box of my car. Immediately took a picture of it, flagged it up because I did not want it to go walkabout, and then I applied it while I was at the dealership. This is the part code if you guys want to get it for your car. It should be standard fit because, like I said, I used to have it in other cars. But that's a nice little touch, a nice little premium touch to add to your AMG, and I really, really like that actually. Now the other thing that comes with every car is an invite to join the AMG private lounge, and that's exactly what it sounds like. It is a private community, an official one with AMG. Owners can input their VIN numbers and sign up as owners, but now also AMG fans can join up as well. And it's just a community of us all together. You get access to special events, there's prize draws, there's special products, etc. It's quite a cool place to be. And then the cherry on top is getting the private lounge sticker that you can then put on your windshields, as AMG customers have been doing for years. Sadly, I've run out of mine, or I've lost mine somewhere. So if you don't have one, you can just email them like I'm going to and get some replacements. So definitely do that. Become part of the AMG family. So guys, let's start with the plate. It's the same as I had in my E63 Edition 1. And again, a nice little nod, nice little throwback to that. Sadly, my V5 has gone walkabout, so I can't apply that to the car yet, which is a shame, but there we go. Now, one other thing I love putting on my cars is having a nice keyring to go along with my AMG key. Here's the key by itself with its tracker on, looking quite sad and lonely. Now, of course, we are going to put on an RBR keyring because I love the remove before race one, so that'll go on there. But I also like to have a secondary one on there from the manufacturer, and this comes from the AMG collection, official collection. I've always loved the keyrings and stuff that they do in this collection. I got this from the dealership. No favours anymore. Sadly, Mercedes UK can't give you anything free to their loyal customers, but that's just how it is. But I like this. It's got the little AMG chevrons on there, a nice metal keyring element as well. So I'm going to pop that on the key. So that's lovely. Now, one other thing, like I did in the GT, is installing the valve caps. You can see I've got it here on the wheel of the GT55. These ones are in silver for the E53 and the GT55 ones in black. So you have a choice, and I'm going to put these on here, and I think, again, it's just a little touch, but it's nice to have the AMG crest on the valve caps as well. Now, what other goodies have I left in here? Right, this is my wife's car, so we've got ladies' perfumes and umbrellas and hairbrush. Well, hairbrushes for me, obviously. Portable prayer mat, obviously. Vaseline rosy lips, quite obviously. Mine? Yeah, she's gonna kill me. So guys, that's all the extra stuff for the car. Now, I want to show you the interior that we couldn't really see properly in the dark dealership. Now, one thing we did do in the interior with Topaz was give the middle screen PPF, so a screen protector essentially. So that is laid across this screen here, which is great. Mercedes actually give you now in every car, as standard, which has a big screen now, which is every car, a Mercedes official microfiber cloth. So you can get that if you want to. I found it just to be okay. You have to rub. It's kind of like a glasses cloth, so there's a lot of rubbing involved. Whereas I got this one from Topaz, which is one of the nicest microfibers I've ever used in reality, and just a quick swipe, and that's just a lot better. Now, you guys know I don't like taking off screen protectors. It's against my Asian nature, but I'm going to do this for you guys today. I'll never do it for anyone else, but I love you guys. So here you go. Ow! Oh, it hurts. No, stop. Please. My ears. It's ripped off a bit of my soul there. Now, I think this interior is almost perfect, but one of the things I really wanted to do was to retrim the steering wheel. But I didn't realise that it was a heated steering wheel, and apparently that's a bit more difficult to do. So I'm going to find out if I can either get a Dynamica official steering wheel part, or speak to one of the guys like Royal Steering Wheels, London Steering Wheels, etc., and see if they can't do it. That's a work in progress. Now, one other thing that I was thinking of doing is actually hidden in here. You can see the nice AMG crest. And speaking of AMG logos, something I did in my SL55 that I was thinking of replicating here was to take the AMG crest and potentially pop it here. And I think that would look quite sexy. I do. Because we've got the crest here on the headrest. I think it'd just be nice to have this here to mirror the one that we have on the bonnet. So that's something I'm going to line up. Potentially you'll see it then in the first drive when I drive this car. Right guys, now let's talk about actually buying these cars, because yes, they are starting to make better cars now at AMG, and we know that's going to get even better in 2026, 2027. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we will still be able to buy them because the pricing has been pretty horrific. Now, cards on the table, if it wasn't for the discounts and the subsidized finance that they're currently offering on both of these cars, these two cars wouldn't be sitting here right now. I'd probably have that M5 over there and another different GT3 on the way. But the fact of the matter is, the discounts have been there consistently and the finance has been subsidized, which is the only reason why this worked. Or I could have gone used like I did with the GLC. That was a huge success for me. I bought a car with only 2,000 miles on it with 25k off the list price. Still a new car, but buying used is really a great idea for most manufacturers. And that allowed me to use that car for a whole year. And then when I sold it, I got enough back to kind of start to fund the purchase of this, which was great. But buying new, so much more difficult. And I made a big deal in the garage update about how I don't want to lose a lot of money when buying new cars. What I meant by that is obviously you do lose your monthly payments and your deposit, but you don't want to pay a huge amount, like a 5-figure sum after that, when it comes to sell the car in a couple of years, which is often what is happening with new cars because they're so overpriced at the moment. Now, there's a number of strategies to negate that. One is, of course, like I said, buying a used car. The other strategy is go for the base specification. This applies for most AMGs from what I've seen. E53 today I've shown you is a great example of that, where a few nips and tucks can make it look really special, but apart from that, it's super well appointed. The same goes for the GT55. I don't see any need to go up to the 63 or the Pro or the SE Performance. It's a pure V8 and it does the job. And I would say the same for BMW M cars, where you just don't get lured into those higher tiers, because at the end of it, you won't get the benefit. And this is kind of their own fault for overpricing all of these cars. Then it's to wait for the sale events. We just had a Platinum Star event in August and I got 6k off this car. I got 10k plus a little bit more off that car. The rate on that car was subsidized at 6.9. This one was at 4.9, which is so much better than the open market. So even if you'd gone used and gotten finance with another lender, or indeed probably with Mercedes as well, you would have got a much higher rate on that. So that's what ended up making this much more affordable. And hopefully now, I'll see in a couple of years when it comes time to kind of switch these over, it should hold me and in better stead, definitely, I think, from the calculations I've done. So these are the strategies to use. The benefit of then buying new is, of course, that you can specify the car exactly as you want it, as I did with the GT55. Like, I might have had a totally different spec on this if I spec'd it from scratch, even if it was a base model. So there are some benefits to going new, as long as, please don't buy it full price, because you'll be crying later. I just wanted to thank all of you guys for the outpouring of messages and this kind of shared joy that I've experienced. Yes, there's been some negative people who don't understand how cars work and think money grows on trees. But generally, all the shared excitement that you've had has reminded me back of the heyday of 2016 to 2019 in AMG's peak, when we really had this AMG family community. And I hope that's going to increase now as we get into 2026 and 2027. This is by no means the end. This is just the beginning. Those cars that I sold in the garage update happened over the course of the last 2 years. It wasn't an instant thing. It was just me updating you. And over the course of the next few years now, I expect more cars will come into the stable as well. I've already got a G63. That's on the way. New one, which is really exciting. I can't wait to show you that. I'm actively looking at GT3 Touring again, because my last one, as you may have heard, the finance was absolutely horrific on it, which is why I had to get rid of it. I'm also considering that 911 Turbo. I've always said it's too fast, but when the new turbo comes out, it's just such a sexy thing. And looking longer term, 2027 onwards, I suspect we're going to start hearing the GT Black new version is going to start to come with that GT Track Sport. And then I think this is going to get a V8. And then that will end up being the ultimate daily for someone like you and me. And of course, we cannot ignore the E63 that we know is coming sooner rather than later with the V8. I absolutely need to get that. That's going to be their best seller, I think. So guys, that's both parts of the car collection video. I hope you enjoyed it. It's starting to rain. These two 4matic monsters don't care. If you have enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe to RBR. A huge thanks again for all the love. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel with both of these for a first drive.